What up, this is Solo Travel ORD. So I want to let you guys know, give you guys the day 3, the last update information from me being in Cuba. This is what this video is about, because I decided to start making at least update videos while I'm there, just to give you guys a sense of what's going on, because I talked to a lot of people on the side, and they're asking me, several questions about going there, and is it well, not only safe, but is it okay to go there because of the electrical issues that they're dealing with, dealing with food, and just dealing with a lot of things while you're there. And just so you guys know, I've been going there for the past 2-3 years, just about almost every other month. Been spending a lot of time there, but for me, that is, I can only spend about 2-3 days at a time because of how things are set up there. Number one, for all you guys who don't know, of course, the biggest issue with Cuba is that you cannot use the ATMs there. You cannot use any of their banking system there because of the embargo. That is a big issue for us. So basically, we have to come down there with only cash. Cash is the way for you to live down there as an American, as far as your trip or whatever. And let's say, for example, if you have a situation and you lose all that cash, well, your trip is over because there is nothing else you could do. And they will look at you like, you're poor like us, keep it pushing. So many words, so you want to make sure you hold on to that money as much as possible. It's very important. You will have a lot of people begging, like this time around. I had one guy that was begging me for money. He followed me from the main street. I'm not sure if you guys know the area. Is where all the funny cars are at that one famous hotel. Forgot the name of the street where it's at right now, but it is right next to the Capitol building, which is near the Capitol building. So there is in San Rafael, there is like this little walk path for tourists to go shopping, purchasing, whatever. A lot of Cuban people, they love to chill there for a little bit. They just chill there. It is what it is. So basically, this guy followed me from the entrance, that main entrance, all the way to the, I would say west of the street, all the way to the end where the park is at, where you guys see me creating my videos. And throughout the whole time, he was begging me for money, and I kept telling him no. It's like, yo, I'm not about to give you money. It ain't gonna happen. You know what I mean? This is the only money I got, and I cannot send myself money. So I do not give out money because I'm there so many times, and I know what's going on, and I know that if I give out money, that's less money I will have in my pocket, will cause problems for me. So yes, I have to be selfish like that, because at the end of the day, once I give out that money and I don't have any more, they're gonna look at me like, you got problems, whatever. So that's why I have a little bit of that selfish mentality whenever I'm there. Not because, I'm just trying to be mean, whatever. It's because if you have too much of a giving heart, you will give everything away and you will be stuck in a bad situation. Well, to give you guys an update about the electrical problems, throughout my whole entire trip, I was kind of surprised that the power did not go out. This time around, I was staying near El Centro area, and even the last night, because the place I love to stay at, which is Leo's Hotel, or I'm sorry, Leo's Rent Hostel, I believe the name of it, but it's basically a hotel or a motel in so many words that they have. They rent out different rooms, and the rooms are basically like a hotel. And thing about it is that I love the fact that for the past 2-3 years that I've been going there, they've been expanding. Like, they're basically almost taking over the whole block. And the room I was in this time around was one of the newly renovated ones, and it was like touch pads for the lighting and everything. I mean, it was pretty nice. I could definitely say that. I will definitely go back there again. I provided a lot of people information about that place. They also have power generators so that if the power goes out, they're okay. At least you'll be able to have AC. Another thing I want to add is that about clothing. One thing that I finally understood and got a hang of is the fact that the clothes that you wear is how they're able to identify you as being American. And what do I mean by that? Well, you see the shirt that I have on, this solid shirt. I try to wear these solid shirts because I don't want to be identified. I'm trying to blend in with everybody else. Well, that don't work in Cuba than in other Latin Americans I've done. the fact of the matter is that the more flamboyant your shirt is, the more, you know, graphics you have on your shirt and everything, they will think that you're Cuban, because most Cuban men, they have designers, logos, things like that on their shirt. So that right there identifies you as being foreign, as you being trying to not blend in. You know, you think you're blending in, but no, you're actually not blending in because of what you have on. So what I did was, to test this theory, because I kept getting tired of people, whenever I go to certain areas, they start yelling out American, and that means that they're looking for money. They're getting ready to ask you for money because they want something from you. And I wore this Captain American shirt, you know, the shield with the colors on it. And I'm gonna see how, you know, I'm walking around, I'm gonna see how they respond. And it actually helped me out. People were not coming to me, you know, stalking me, trying to ask me for money, because of the fact that I was blending in as a Cuban, because most of them will wear clothing that's like they're trying to act like they're, you know, have American stuff, American products and everything. So because of that, because I had that what made them think that I was Cuban. And how I knew that this definitely worked was because one lady who was working with the busing company, she said hello to me and I responded back. But because of how I responded back, she was like, "Oh, you're not Cuban." And that's when I knew that the gig was up. And that's when she started asking me more questions. I was like, I'm good. And I keep pushing. But that's how I knew that right there was actually helped me out while I was there during this trip. What else more can I say? I mean, it was very hot. July is usually one of the worst times to be there, June, July, because it's just humidity and the heat. Everything is just beaming down on you. This time I did not get a chance to go to the beach like my last trip last month. You know, the cost for, I guess, going back and forth to travel, it still hit me up about $30, $40 for taxi coming from the airport down to Habana, the central area. The place I chose to eat at is basically the same place I usually like to eat at. Food was still pretty good. They didn't have any power outage issues, so that's a plus. So this trip, all in all, actually worked out pretty well compared to my last trip. Last trip, I had a lot of power outage issues. I was actually in a high rise, and what scared me was the fact that I was afraid of getting stuck in the elevator if the power went out, because the power kept going out here and there. So it looks like this time around, this week that I was there, I guess things was okay. But also, I want to tell you guys as a warning, as I was coming back, I was being interrogated by immigration. So they were definitely giving me the third degree because I was coming back from Cuba. And they wanted to make sure if I stayed at an Airbnb, which I did as usual. I showed them the Airbnb information, and they're like, one guy, I guess he wanted to be extra, but he was just going, you know, in and in, trying to get more information, making sure that I wasn't there just for tourism and so forth. I'm like, you can't really do much tourism in Cuba. Like, the way it is, that's not a vacation spot. But in the end, he asked for my father information. He finally pulled up that information after 30 minutes of grilling me, trying to get information out of me about my family being there. And once he seen that, you know, my family was from there, so that's when he let me go. But for those of you that are looking to try to go there for, you know, for tourism, things like that, you know, you want to make sure you do things the proper way when you come back to immigration, because they're going to be asking, and, you know, it might affect you in some type of way. So. But hey, let me know what you guys think about, you know, the trip or so. I'm gonna leave some videos in this video of my trip. And of course, I'm gonna be releasing a lot of shorts for, you know, in related to this video. So, you know, let me know what you guys think about them. Like them, subscribe, comment, whatever. Hey, do all the above. I'll try to provide whatever information I can, and I will answer whatever questions I can when it comes down to Cuba. So, this is your boy, Solo Travel ORD, and I'm out.